This time, we're heading into a spot that blends the raw beauty of nature with, well, Disney magic. We're talking about Animal Kingdom, and by the time we wrap this up, you'll know this park inside and out, at least as it stands in 2025, ready to explore.
Absolutely. We've been poring over some recent material, getting deep into what Animal Kingdom has to offer in 2025. All the rides, shows, those little details that make it unique. Think of this deep dive as your express ticket to understanding what makes this park tick.
That's a great way to put it. And our mission here, really, is to sift through all that info and bring you the highlights. The stuff that truly makes Animal Kingdom special, that blend of exciting adventures, face-to-face animal encounters, and a genuine commitment to conservation. So, how do we even begin to unpack all this?
Well, for starters, Animal Kingdom first opened its gates way back in 1998. It's often referred to as a zoological theme park, and that's important to remember. It's not just rides and shows, it's a home to a diverse collection of animals.
And when they say diverse, they mean it. This place is massive, sprawling across 580 acres. It's one of the largest theme parks in the world. And woven into it all is this deep respect for nature and animal conservation, something Walt Disney himself was incredibly passionate about.
Absolutely crucial to understanding the park's philosophy. Now, when you step into Animal Kingdom, you don't immediately hit that theme park frenzy. You first enter the oasis. What are your thoughts on that initial transition?
It's a bit like walking into a really well-designed tropical garden, lush, green, and immersive. It sets a totally different tone right from the start. But it's not just pretty scenery. The oasis has its own cool animal exhibits woven into the landscape. Bibarusas, those pig deer things, anteaters with those crazy long snouts, and all sorts of vibrant tropical birds.
It eases you in, right? Prepares you for the wilder experiences ahead. And then you naturally flow into Discovery Island, the heart of Animal Kingdom. What's the one landmark you just can't miss there?
No question about it, it's the Tree of Life. It's the park's icon, and it's seriously impressive. This huge hand-carved tree is covered with over 300 different animals. You can really appreciate the detail if you take a walk along the Discovery Island trails that wind around it.
And right beneath this iconic tree, there's an attraction that's been around for a while.
It's tough to be a bug. It's a 3D show based on Pixar's A Bug's Life. Fun, kind of creepy in parts, some really clever effects. But here's the thing. It's closing down in 2025.
And in its place, something that signals a big shift for this area.
A brand new show themed to the world of Zootopia. It's called Better Together, set to open in winter 2025. So if it's tough to be a bug is on your bucket list, this is your last chance. It makes you wonder why the change, though. Maybe they wanted a more modern Pixar property in such a prime spot.
Could be. Now, beyond the Tree of Life and the shows, what else does Discovery Island have to offer?
Well, for those who want to meet the main mouse himself, Mickey and Minnie have a meet and greet at Adventur-Us Outpost, conveniently located by the bridge to Asia. And you can snag a photo with Moana over by the Dinoland USA entrance. For the younger crowd, or anyone who loves a good interactive experience, there's the Wilderness Explorers program. You grab a handbook and complete challenges throughout the park to earn badges. It seems like a really great way to get kids engaged in exploring.
Adds another dimension, encourages closer observation. And what about the vibe of Discovery Island itself?
It's bustling. You'll likely catch the Via Gaia Street Band playing their Caribbean music throughout the day, which adds this really fun, spontaneous energy to the area. All right, moving on from Discovery Island, we head clockwise to a land that's all about immersive design. Pandora, the world of Avatar.
Pandora. What's your first impression when you step into this world?
The level of detail is just mind-blowing. They went all out to make you feel like you're on an alien moon. The interactive elements, the weird and beautiful plants, it's all captivating. But honestly, it's the floating mountains that steal the show. They're just breathtaking.
What do you think makes that visual so impactful? Is it the sheer scale or the way they seem to defy gravity?
I think it's both. The scale is incredible, but the illusion of them floating adds that touch of magic. And it's not just about looks. Pandora has some seriously unique attractions. Let's start with the Navi River journey. What's that experience like?
It's a gentle, family-friendly boat ride through Pandora's bioluminescent forest, visually stunning. You see all the native creatures, the glowing plants, it's mesmerizing. And it features what many consider to be Disney's most advanced audio animatronic, the shaman of songs. Her movements, her expressions, it's incredibly lifelike.
And for those who want a bit more of a thrill, Avatar Flight of Passage. This one lives up to the hype. It's a 3D flying simulator where you ride a banshee over Pandora. Be warned, the wait times can be insane. But even the queue is immersive. And the pre-show builds the anticipation. The technology is incredible. You feel like you're really soaring. Definitely an out-of-this-world experience, probably the biggest draw in the whole park right now.
Pandora is clearly a hit. Any tips for making the most of it?
Try to see it at night if you can. The bioluminescence really comes alive after dark. It's a totally different experience. And if you're hungry, Satchely Canteen is a super popular quick service spot, right in the heart of Pandora.
Leaving the alien landscapes behind, we arrive in Africa, specifically Harambe Bay. What's the vibe like here?
Total shift in tone. You're in a bustling marketplace surrounded by restaurants, shops, that lively energy. And this is where you find one of Animal Kingdom's signature experiences, Kilimanjaro Safaris. It's more than just a zoo exhibit, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. It's an expedition through a huge safari area. And get this, it's actually larger than the entire Magic Kingdom. You board an open-air vehicle, and your guide takes you through a variety of habitats, seeing hippos, rhinos, giraffes, lions. The animals are free-roaming, so each ride offers a different set of encounters. Ever heard of any particularly memorable sightings?
I've heard stories of people seeing lions interacting up close or baby animals just playing around. The unpredictability is part of the charm. But Africa isn't just about the safari. There's also a spectacular show.
Tell us about the Festival of the Lion King.
It's a must-see, staged in this unique round theater. It's a blend of amazing puppetry, acrobatics, fire effects, aerial dancing, all set to the classic Lion King music. So much energy and life, you get completely swept up in it. And they even have audience participation, especially fun for the kids. Super popular, so get there early for good seats.
And for those who want to get a closer look at some of the African wildlife,
There's the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, a nice walking path where you can observe some of the same animals you might see on the safari, but up close. Gorillas in their habitat, those social meerkats. And there's a really cool aviary filled with all kinds of African birds. It's a peaceful spot to take a break and appreciate the diversity.
sounds like Africa offers a really good balance of adventure and observation. What else might you encounter in Harambe Day?
Watch out for the Harambe Village acrobats and the tam-tam drummers. They do these really energetic performances with traditional dancing, music, and some impressive acrobatic feats. And then there's Rafiki's Planet Watch, which requires a little journey to get there.
You have to take the Wildlife Express train, right?
Exactly. It's a unique train ride that gives you a behind-the-scenes glimpse of some of the animal care facilities. Rafiki's Planet Watch is all about conservation and the work being done to protect endangered species. At the conservation station, you can see rare animals and sometimes even observe the veterinary team in the examination room. They often have cast members there who specialize in animal care and can answer your questions. It's a fascinating peek behind the curtain.
A very educational area and often overlooked. What else can you find there?
There's the Fun Affection section, essentially a petting zoo where you can interact with some friendly domesticated animals, and the animation experience where a Disney animator teaches you how to draw a Disney character, often inspired by the live animals in the park. Plus, you can meet Timon and Rafiki. It's a nice change of pace and a great opportunity to learn.
From the heart of Africa, our exploration takes us to Asia. What's your initial sensory experience when you enter this land?
Much like Pandora, the theming in Asia is spectacular. You really feel transported. And the dominant feature is this massive mountain that you can see from all over the park. It's incredible how they managed to build a thrilling roller coaster into such a believable environment.
And within that mountain lies a truly exhilarating attraction.
Expedition Everest Legend of the Forbidden Mountain. The queue is incredibly detailed. You pass through what look like authentic equipment rooms, tea gardens, a Yeti museum. Then you board this awesome steel coaster. There's a point where the track switches, and you actually go backwards through the dark for a bit. And then there's the encounter with the massive Yeti audio animatronic. It's a fan favorite, and for good reason.
Asia also offers a fun water adventure.
Kali River Rapids. It's a family-friendly rapids ride that has a message about conservation, specifically the impact of illegal logging. And honestly, on a hot Florida day, it's the perfect way to cool off. You're guaranteed to get splashed.
And for those who prefer to stay dry and explore at their own pace.
Asia has the Maharaja Jungle Trek, another great walking trail. This one focuses on Asian animals. The stars are definitely the tigers. The theming is really immersive. You'll also see a Komodo dragon, water buffalo, and over 50 different bird species. It's a great place for quiet observation.
Asia also has a show that showcases the wonders of the animal world.
Feathered Friends in Flight. It's a really engaging and informative stage show featuring all kinds of exotic birds. The trainers are skilled. They do a great job highlighting the birds' natural behaviors and talents. It's more than just a bird show. It's a glimpse into their lives.
Our final themed land is Dinoland USA, which is going through some pretty significant changes soon.
That's the big news. 2025 is the last year to experience Dinoland USA as it is now. But right on the edge of the land, you'll find Finding Nemo, The Big Blue, and Beyond, housed in the theater in the wild. A really clever reimagining of Nemo's story with great puppetry, animation, and live music. And the show is confirmed to be sticking around.
So what exactly is changing in Dinoland USA?
Primeval Whirl closed permanently back in 2020. And coming up on January 12, 2025, the rest of Chester and Hester's Dinorama, including Triceratops Spin, will close as well. It's a big shakeup for that area.
But there are still some things to enjoy in Dinoland USA throughout 2025, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
The Boneyard, that dinosaur dig site playground, is a hit with younger kids. And if you eat at Restaurantosaurus, the kids' meals come with a bucket and spade, perfect for digging in the boneyard. And then there's the classic Disney dark ride, Dinosaur. That one's a must-do, even with all the changes happening around it.
What makes Dinosaur stand out, even now?
It's got all the classic Disney dark ride elements, great theming, a fun and slightly suspenseful story. You go on this mission back in time to the Cretaceous period to bring back a dinosaur before the meteor hits. You encounter all sorts of dinos along the way, and there's a really intense meteor shower sequence. It's a memorable ride.
Now, let's talk about the future of Dinoland USA, this tropical America's transformation. Sounds like a major overhaul.
It's huge. Disney announced at the D23 Expo that Dinoland USA will be completely rethemed. Even Dinosaur and Restaurantosaurus are getting new themes to fit this new area.
What new attractions can we look forward to in this reimagined land?
In the village of Pueblo Escondido, the current dinosaur ride will be transformed into an ancient Mayan temple. And inside, there'll be a new Indiana Jones attraction, similar to the one at Disneyland. There'll also be a second dark ride inside the temple called Dr. Jones' Adventure, where you search for a mythical creature. They're also planning a unique carousel designed by a woodcarver from the village, featuring his take on classic Disney characters.
That sounds incredible. And what about the Encanto influence we've heard about?
That's the final piece of the puzzle. Tropical Americas will have the first ever attraction based on Encanto. You'll step into the Madrigal family's casita and be part of the story as Antonio gets his gift. You meet your favorite characters, and there'll even be a rainforest scene. They're really going for immersion here.
When can we expect to see these changes happen?
Construction's already started. The target completion date for Tropical Americas is 2027. So, for those who love Dinoland USA as it is, 2025 is your last full year. It's likely that Dinosaur and Restaurantosaurus will close at the beginning of 2026 as they start the heavy retheming work.
Before we wrap up our Animal Kingdom deep dive, any final tips for visitors?
Definitely take advantage of extra magic hours if you're staying at a Disney resort. And use lightning lanes strategically to save time. My biggest tip: head straight to Pandora first thing in the morning, especially if you want to ride Avatar Flight of Passage. It always has the longest lines.
So, to sum up our exploration, we've journeyed through Animal Kingdom's diverse lands. The tranquil oasis, the otherworldly Pandora, the vibrant Africa, the majestic Asia, and we even got a glimpse of the future tropical Americas. We've covered the thrilling rides, the amazing animal encounters, and some of the park's fantastic shows. It's quite a mix.
Absolutely. Hopefully this gives you a solid understanding of what Animal Kingdom has to offer in 2025. Whether you're planning a trip, want to catch those soon-to-be-gone attractions, or are just curious about this unique park. Any particular insights that stood out for you?
What strikes me is how consistently the park weaves in themes of conservation and respect for nature. It's more than just entertainment. There's a genuine effort to educate and inspire a deeper appreciation for our planet's biodiversity. It's what sets Animal Kingdom apart.
Couldn't agree more. It's what makes this park so special. And on that note, here's something to think about. As Animal Kingdom evolves with new lands like Tropical Americas, how do you think that balance between thrilling entertainment and promoting conservation will shift? What new stories will emerge from this blend of nature and imagination? And ultimately, what role do theme parks play in both entertaining and educating us about the natural world? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.